There we go. We have the progress here. Hey. Hello there. Hey, guys. We got it. So we can close that now and then we post the link. Oh, look. It's already online. Very nice. Copy that link. Put that into that. And then we also enable the chat. Like yesterday. Welcome, guys. Now we are getting faster at this switching thing. Very cool. Very, very cool. Hey, Mick. Hello there. Close all of these things. Get all of this out of the way. And let's get the game on top. Switch the Cakez framework to the... Actually, you should keep that open. Let's just open a new VS Code thing. I need a tea. Be right back. I'm Tukam. Good to know. So Mick is Tukam. Good to know. Okay. Like, again, if I forget, if I can't link your names, like, for example, Progress, I forgot again who you were. Oh, now we need to switch to YouTube TTS. Oh, yeah, of course. I also need to switch to YouTube TTS. Let me do that in a second. Vampire Survivors clone. Let's start that one up. Boom. And also close that. Boom, boom, boom. So I added in some lightning effects off stream for fun, just to see if I could, if they look good, but they don't. So we'll just change them. Rafi, okay, good to know. Boom, 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 boom. And so today we're not just gonna push back these guys, but we'll actually deal damage to them and make it so that these units over time have a damaging effect, like a time effect, like they change their color. Let me double check. Not double check. Let me close that. And then start for Coda here. Vampire Survivors. There we go. Okay. So what did I do yesterday? I added in this lighting strike, which is this part right here. Hey, cheeseburgers. Is that push effect? Doesn't look natural. I mean, that 3 thing. Yeah, that doesn't look natural. We're gonna change that today. And I also changed this part right here a little bit. We'll have to see how it behaves differently from delta time to non-delta time. So I guess I'll just stash these changes. Or discard them. And we're just gonna create them again. Good. Close the game, build that again. Reload the changed files.
Attention, building completed.
And that's what we had yesterday. So, instead of these damaging areas, what I want to do... Also, git pull. As far as I know, TCAP changed some stuff from the code. Yesterday, he was the one who made the damaging areas, and those damaging areas, he fixed them. Stuff. So he added a max function. He added AOE effects now collide with and push badly enemies. Yeah, so that's what we're gonna change. And fix the bug where the whip weapon would sometimes spawn 4 instead of 3. Right. So we're gonna pull these changes, but we're gonna change most of them anyways. And he added in a max function that takes in a template. Not sure why he needed to do that. Bruh. Not sure why you need to do that, bruh. So let's pull that. Oh yeah, I see the TTS, right. I forgot to enable TTS. Restart the bot. I will probably have to make some sort of switch for YouTube. Okay. Now. Oh. Reload. Okay, so my math changed. We have this weird template function. I don't know if I want that. And I don't know where he's using that, Max. So let's just search for Max. First of all, these max damaging areas and max active weapons. He didn't put them into the config. So max waypoint can go away. Max enemies is fine. Max active weapons. We can use ins here everywhere, I guess. Okay, so first I think I'm gonna do a couple of improvements to the renderer and to the file system. This is terrible. The file IO buffer size and the transient buffer size is terrible. What I thought we should do is we make the transient buffer size 10 megabytes and then we remove the file IO buffer size and we call it transient memory or memory. Right? And then obviously we get compile errors because in Win32 we allocate a lot of memory. But instead of allocating file IO buffer size, we just allocate a transient buffer that we can allocate from every frame and assign that to our transient buffer. And then we don't have a file IO buffer anymore. We just have an int transient bytes used and a transient buffer. Right? Memory. That's what we have. And then this file IO buffer and that all of that bullshit can go away. We don't need that. And every time let's see, remove that else case. Remove that if check. Everywhere where we use that, we just allocate from our memory.
Attention. Building completed.
So for example here, we get the file size and instead of looking if it fits into the file IO buffer, we just call platform allocate transient. And I think that just takes in the size, yeah. So it just takes in the file size over here. So basically allocating from our own pool into the buffer. And then we check if that works. We check if we actually have successful butter. Not butter, boys. Not butter, but buffer. We actually check if we get something back. And if we don't, then instead of saying, oh, the file size is too large to fit into the buffer, we just say could not allocate %d bytes. Or could not load, could not allocate. Let me see. I did that yesterday in another project. I see the motion canvas thing. Let me double check how I did that there. Win32. Read file. I had some nice. Could not allocate the bytes to load file. That's what I put in there. put that in here. So could not allocate bytes to load file. That, I think.
Attention.
And then we don't need to use the file IO buffer or anything. We just read the bytes into our buffer using the file size then.
Attention. Building completed.
And then also there's another problem in platform allocate transient. I think I did that here too. We need to allocate. When we read a file, we need to allocate one more. At least when reading a file. The reason for that is because if we read in a file, allocating here sets our memory. I think I have set that up here. We need to mem set our memory to 0. So I don't have that yet. We mem set that to 0. We need to mem set this entire buffer to 0 because if it's transient memory, then between frames we could use like parts of it, and so it could be filled with some garbage values. So we always need to make sure that this is mem set to 0, or this is set to 0. And if we read in a file into this buffer, we need to make sure that the file is null terminated, which is this +1 right here. If we mem set that to 0 and then we just take the entire file and have this one singular character at the end, that's null terminated. That's enough.
Attention.
What is that? That is there was a motion canvas. Yeah, that works. So, okay, so we have that in place now. So we're allocating this memory into this buffer, and then we are returning it. Nothing different so far, or the interface is not different. But what that allows us in the GL renderer when we create a program, actually. Create programs. There we go. This scuffed malloc bullshit that we have to do, and then deleting the shader header at the end is terrible. What we can do now, we could just read in to the shader header immediately, and we don't have to do any mallocs bullshit. And then we can do an assert on the shader, and we then can read in the, well, I guess we can read in both shaders, the shader header and the vertex shader, and then we can assert both of those. We can say, okay, we have the shader header and we have the vertex shader, and then we could say, well, fail to allocate space for vertex shader, fail to allocate space for shader header. And then we can start putting those into an array. I think that is much easier to read than this stupid malloc that we had before. And that will also make sure that we no longer get any weird garbage values when reading these files, and get these weird errors sometimes when compiling our shaders and starting the program. So I think that fix alone should be enough. I don't think there should be any problems. So now we should be able to just, yeah. So it does work. Okay, now that, since that is fixed, let's do a git commit real quick. Git add, since this is a public repository, let's do small commits. Git commit -m. Reworked how we allocate memory. There is no file IO buffer anymore. Git push. Okay, that's the first simple change. Now the next to the fun part. Oh, damage! Now I don't have a way. Do I display damage? Oh god. Hey TCAP, I fixed it. Proper arrays when? Stare. TCAP, I made it so that we no longer have a file IO buffer, but we now have we can now allocate transient memory. And for files, it adds in a +1 to now terminate. Meaning that now the shaders should always compile and I don't have to do the stupid malloc anymore. So this has gotten a lot cleaner. Bruh. Okay. Okay, now the next thing I want to do is I actually want to go into Sprite and draw a nice slash. And I think I still have the recording of this, right? Twitch clips, proper arrays when? Well, maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow, okay? We could take our time tomorrow and then do proper arrays. And then rework that. Let's slow that down. Tomorrow. So if we look at the size of this, it looks like he is... Is he scaling this down and then just scaling it up? Takes like 5 minutes. Yeah, but I'm focusing on something else right now. Where those POE files I see? You mean path of exile or path of building? Yes. If you mean those, indeed, my friend. I'm gonna play Path of Exile in about 2 weeks! Woo! On Friday. Hell yeah! It's gonna be glorious, right? Holy, can't wait for PoE. Yes!
Hell yeah.
It's gonna be good because they're finally reworking the rares. Hopefully this is going to be... I really want to have a good balance manifesto. I hope they post that soon. Okay, so if we... Dude, place these... I assume that this is the entire size of the cycle. That's how it looks to me. And I think he created that very easily by just by creating a white circle. Like that. We could make it... How big is that? Make it big like that. And then he took another circle. Or he did a selection. A circular selection. And then he just...
SD 6,000 pain of exile. SD 6,000 pain of exile.
Anyways, not sure what that was. I think that one is a little bit too... That looks a little bit too weird. We need to start off like here or something. Right? What do you think about that? That does look like a nice slash, eh? Hi. Gehst du gleich wieder oder was? What do you think, Poggies? That looks good, right? Okay, it's a bit big, but who cares, right? How big is that? Let's use this as our slash or as our whip skill. It is 240 by... It's smaller when you said, yeah, we're gonna scale it down. We're gonna make a rectangle and then scale it up. And what we do is every single frame that we expand that thing, we're gonna check for collision with new units. So we're just gonna look at the endpoints that are expanding out. That's how we're gonna do it. If that makes sense. You level it up and it gets bigger. Yeah, it gets bigger as you level up, that's true. But I think it's just scaled to 1.2 at that point. I think that's how it works. But let's use that for now. Give me 1 second though, and guys, I need to do something. Okay, I need to go to the bathroom. So we'll use that. I would just check the whole size all the time. I think it's too fast to notice. Maybe. Yeah, but then we have to do rectangular circle collision. Rectangle circle collision. We need to do line inside of a circle. Line circle collision. Or here. Because there could be a small radius that is right here when it's expanding. Why line? Well, because if this is a rectangle right here, because that's how we draw that, and a circle runs into this, we need to check this entire hitbox. Anything that is inside this hitbox can be hit. It's not just a small circle here, but it's the entire thing. As it's expanding, something moves in, it's hit. You know. Give me 1 second though, I need to go to the bathroom. And my girlfriend just came home, I wanna say hello. Don't wanna just sit here, ignore her. It's like, fuck you, bitch. Piss off. Give me a second, okay? Move this a little bit to the left. Should be fine. Okay. So you can think about how we implement the damage, but we literally have, this is a rectangle and the enemies are circles currently. And we don't have a deformed circle. That's definitely not a circle, right? That's something else. Be right back real quick. Okay. For each whip thing, for each enemy, if wrecked collision. But what does a line have to do with this? For each whip thing, for each enemy, if wrecked collision circle. Do shit. Yeah, but rect collision circle is literally line collision circle as well. Because if if a point of the rectangle is not inside the circle, that doesn't mean that the rectangle is not colliding with the circle. You have to check the line. Oh wait, actually it's not that difficult. We can use the projection. We can use the projection thing that Real Seppuku showed us the other day. I don't know if I still have the video of him showing that. Probably not. But we can literally use the projected thing. If you guys know what does anyone remember what that was? Like I still know what it was. I just can't explain it very well. If we have a rectangle and we have a circle, we can literally how do we do that? We have a circle and then we can project that circle point, because that is a point in the middle here. We can project this point onto this plane or onto this rectangle by looking at, okay, where on the x and where on the y-axis is that point? So it's gonna be somewhere here. And then where on the x-axis is that point, including the bounds of the rectangle. So the point is gonna be here. And now we have 2 points. We have a point on the rectangle line and we have a point inside a circle. And then we check the distance between the 2 points. We just get the distance between those 2 points, this vector, and see if that distance is greater than the radius, or let's say shorter than the radius. Then we know that the circle is colliding with the rectangle. And we only do that if one of the edges is not already colliding with the rectangle. So we basically get very easy rectangle circle collision with that. I have a function that does the rect versus circle. I haven't even tried to understand it, but it doesn't seem to do any line stuff. Where we have this, I could show you what I have. I think I have it. Let me see. Rect. Oh, we have rect circle. So basically, we have a rectangle. And we get the top left, the bottom right, the bottom left, and the bottom right. These are the planes. Or these are the points. And then we can clamp or we can project the circle origin onto these planes, like what I explained right here. We can project that circle origin onto, like, if the circle is right here, then it literally projects this position onto the quad right here, because the y coordinate does not touch the y coordinate of the circle, but the x coordinate does, like, if that makes sense. It's inside the bounds of the rectangle. So it's this is a projected position that So literally we take the point and then we look if the length squared is greater than the radius squared. So we have a little bit of a more efficient function.
Attention.
Point in
Building
circle does not
completed.
take 2 arguments. Right, I guess it takes in point and a circle C.
Attention. Building completed.
And then it's C dot position minus the point to origin.
Attention. Building completed.
And that is C dot radius times C dot radius.
Attention. Building completed.
Okay, now that we have that in our game, let's add in the... Wait, should I commit and push this real quick before we do anything else? Edit. Let's make small commits, okay? Git add. Git commit. Edit. Rect. Circle. Collision detection. And helper functions like clamp, point in circle, and point in circle, those 2 functions. Git push. Very nice. Awesome, so we have that in as well. Now we can actually start working on the game. Oh yeah, now we should get in, we should actually use that whip that I created. Let's see, what is the size of that again? It is a 240 by 32. So assets.h. Let's call it sprite whip. Or sprite skill or sprite effect whip. I guess it's an effect. And then over here we do case sprite effect whip. So I already know the size. It's 240 by 32. And that's also the subsize. And the offset is into the texture atlas is 144. Good.
Attention. Building completed.
And now we could actually check how it looks if the enemy or the damaging areas do something. Add damaging area. See, where is he doing that? Update player. Player end. Wait, where's the damaging areas? Oh, weapon whip. Okay. Damaging, it's called add damaging area, I guess. But where is it? It literally doesn't have a sprite. Literally doesn't have a sprite. So it could be weird. Okay. Handle damaging areas. Oh, like it treats every damaging area as the same. So I guess the damaging area should have a sprite ID. Right. But we could try the sprite effect with whip for now. Let's see how it looks like, right? I hard coded it. Yep. Let's see how it looks. Oh yeah, of course. I didn't export. Yeah, we need to export that. Oh wow, it's a bit big. And they're always the same size. But yeah, they are a little bit big. Let's see, how far are they stretched? Why are they so stretched? Shaft pushing thing. We're gonna rewrite this part right here. But where do you draw? Damaging area size. DA size? Oh, you add the damaging area. Okay. I really enjoy your stream, but I have to go for now. See ya. Hey, Progress, thank you so much. Thank you for the kind words. I really appreciate that. Guys, if you think that I'm missing any messages, okay, tell me. Then I'll try to reload the YouTube live chat. I hope I haven't missed any messages so far. Okay. But hey, thank you, Progress. Thank you for the kind words. He said that like 10 minutes ago, lol W. Yeah, that's why I'm a little bit worried that I might have either I missed it. Actually, I unironically missed it, or yeah, I don't know. .5. .5. Constant expression offsets. Yeah, the offsets seem to be okay. Left, right. One is up, one is down. So we have a whip weapon. Skill duration divided by 3. Why do you divide it by 3? We also shouldn't be mixing. Either we do that type of variable names or the other type of variable names. Shouldn't be mixing that because that can be confusing to read. I'll have to fix that, okay? So that it does 3 slashes. Oh, I see. You do 3 slashes, one after the other. Or something. First frame. Try to use your style, but sometimes I forget. It's okay. It's not a big deal. Active weapon. Index. Let's do IDX here. Fine. I can rework these types of things. I don't really mind. I don't really mind cleaning up a bit. Okay. Active weapon ID. The case weapon whip. Data. Auto data. What does that mean? I don't like that too much. No, I don't know what we're talking about here. Oh, it's the whip. But can't we just say... Can't we just... Where's the auto web data? Can't we just say that it's a... data specific to the whip skill, huh? It's the union thing, yeah. I see. I mean, so I mean, we could leave it in here. Interesting. Why is that a const expression? Okay. I have to learn this. Let's see. First frame. If we are on the first frame. So the time passed is less than or equal to 0. .0f, huh? Let's put the f in here. If we are on the first frame, then we set the AW, what is that? The active weapon position to the player position. Why would I not set the position? Why would it not start at the player position? Why do we have to do that? That needed? Doesn't make much sense to me. Like, wait, data subtime pass plus equals subdelay minus data time. Oh god, man, that is so... Can't you just say... Can't you just have this or something? Because it can be? Can't you just have something like... I don't know yet. Oh wait, it's an array and an array is always initialized like that, of course. It's a const expression because it can be, so why not? No, I don't mind the const expression. I don't understand. Why don't we have something like... My brain hurts. Struct. Activation. Something. Which has a float time. And a vec2 position. And then we have an array of activation. Activations. And then we just have an active data, easier to understand than code. Yeah, that's true. Data is always easier to understand. Look at active weapon. An active weapon is ID and a time passed. And a whip. But I can have multiple active weapons. Like I can have a time passed on all active weapons, and I could have activations of that weapon. Like for example, I could say, okay, well the first one, I don't know when this activates. I guess the duration divided by 3. So if I know the duration, which is 0.25, I could say, what is that divided by 3 actually? Or 0.8. So the first one is 0. I guess. And then it takes in the position which is 150, 0.0f and 0.0f. And then we have the other two, which the next one is minus. And then that one is 0. And then this one starts at 150, minus 150 down. And then this one is minus 50 down. And this one is, I guess, at 0. So I guess we spawn 1 that is exactly on the player. And 2 that are on top. Active weapon is an instance of a weapon attack. Can't we just have activations like that? At certain times. So this one is at 0.08. And then this one is at 0.16. Maybe it activates at the end again? That bad? Maybe we don't have... Wait, I don't understand the time passed and the subtime passed. Can't we just use time passed? And then if... If we reach a certain threshold, we activate and we just count how many times it has been activated? Am I stupid? Time passed is the whole weapon struct. The whole weapon attack. For each slash, yeah. But why do I need that time for each slash? If you create a damaging area from the slash, then it's like completely disconnected from the weapon. Why would I need time on the slash? What does the time on the slash do? Hey, gamedev, good morning. Hello there. We're currently trying to make it so that a weapon deals damage to enemies.
Hello guys.
Hey Shigiman, my man. Sigma arrive? No Sigma arrive today? Good morning. Hello there. Ah, there we go. I was missing the Sigma arrive, my man. Good morning. There we go. Ah, better. I really like the division here because then we could say like a whip, right? What is the index, by the way? Is that where it is inside the inventory? Is that where it is inside the inventory? Das ist gut. What does that index do? No? No? It is the current slash. I see. Current slash. So I know where to place it. Okay. So we can have a max slash count as well. And then I don't know if we need that. Can't we just do the following? Look. Let's just predefine those positions. We already have those offsets. Right? Let's call those offsets. I think that's a good idea. We have a const expression offsets. Look at this TCAP guy, like does not do the .of thing. Does not do the .of thing. Huh? Why is your compiler not complaining about that? I always get complaints. Canal. Ah, look at that. Look at how nicely formatted that is. Let's do that as well. Because braces on the same line is cringe. Let's add in another offset. Let me see. How does it look? It creates one here. And it creates one here. Compilers are dumb. Exactly, Joker. True. True. So we create one to the left, one to the right. One at the exact position where we are. Should we? And the other one is a little bit higher. I guess we need to move it up. And then the last one, doof, 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 is to the... Wait, that's to the left. And then we should do another one to the left again, I think.
Gotta go, nerds.
Oh man, cheeseburgers. Thank you very much for joining. I might be completely scuffed here, but I think that's how we should do it. And I think this should be 200, minus 200. But I might be wrong about that. We'll just have to see how it looks. Okay, now we have these offsets. And then we have a current slash and a max slash count. I think. And so we can take the float sub delay. What do we need to do? We have the skill duration, which is 2.5 seconds, and we have the time passed. What did I just do?
Attention.
I didn't want to build.
Master. The calculations are in, and, the powers of your brain are overwhelming.
Attention. Building completed.
True. True. I don't want to destroy all of TCAP's code. New features? Hey, Shigiman, yeah. I added in three channel point reward features to change my face, and I will add in the rest off stream. I didn't get to add in all of them, and we are doing all of this through that Python bot that TCAP wrote. We're doing all of this through the Python bot. It's literally just a hotkey plus plus some TTS plus some sleeping plus a hotkey again. Literally as simple as that. Very, very simple. Ow. Like, while before I had I thought I had to download a fucking software to set up some hotkeys, and then all of a sudden that software deleted all my chat messages. It literally went and deleted every single new chat message that came in, whether it was spam or not. Terrible. So if anyone considers using a software called Mixit, it's literally terrible. Literally terrible software. Don't use it.
These fucking softwares!
Fucking bad. Really bad. Don't use it. Okay, let me see. We have these offsets, and I don't think we need an active weapon. I don't understand this. I wish I could understand this, but I don't. I think what we can do, we go through the active weapon counts, and then we check if... What happens if the duration, if we reach the duration? If it's greater, then we move through. Don't we? Why do we have active weapons? Can't we just go through all the weapons that we have currently on our character? And then... Why would weapons be not active? Unlocked weapons. Weapons. Can't we just have a weapon? I don't understand. Why is there so much indirection in here? Why isn't the weapon just the weapon ID with the time passed? I don't understand. Why is there so much indirection? Why don't we just have a weapon? And why does a weapon have a player? Eh? Can't we just have a weapon ID on a weapon? Guys, I have played soccer yesterday and my pain in my chest is back. I literally got pain in my chest again. Pain in my chest again. And then we have this union. Oh, I see. No, a weapon can create a damaging area that moves. And then that damaging area can just go away or everywhere. Like it can fly away. I don't think it it should have a link to a weapon. I think I wanna delete the active weapon. Because enemies don't attack us yet. Oh man. Spawn breakpoint. Oh, that's what I did, huh? Yeah, we are removing this for now. We don't need that yet. Weapon ID. Okay, so we have these weapon IDs. Needed for random cringe. Yeah. Put that here. Clean this up a bit. This define, I don't know where to put this in defines.h, bro. I guess it's the default switch case macro. Okay, now we're getting closer. So we have a weapon ID and a weapon. Let's get those close to each other. Right? And then a weapon has a time passed. And then a player has unlocked weapons and weapons. I see, he just unlocks the weapons, but can't we just have a weapon count? Can we just have a weapon count over here? And then we just add a weapon to the player. We update that weapon when we level up. We can then, tomorrow we fix these arrays to template arrays so we have size implicit. I wanna try that out. And the collider of a player is an offset. Put the collider right here. And the float speed of a player is that, and bool flip X is by default false. The sprite ID, position, and collider here. Weapon count, okay. Damaging area. Time pass duration. Looking good, looking good. Position and size. Yes. And then, I don't know about these active weapons. I don't understand these active weapons, so I'm just gonna remove them. Cakez not here. So let's remove them before he comes back. Let's remove them before he comes back, guys. Fast. Oh yeah, we have a get collider. Or I guess we also need to get collider for the player, huh? It's a bit annoying to have this. Maybe we need to change that.
Attention. Building completed.
Internal spawn breakpoint. Yeah, let's remove that. And let's rework these things. So we have internal structures. That should be here. And then we have global variables. And then we have internal functions. Sort this a little bit. Global variables. Then after that we have the internal functions. I really like this. I really like cleaning up like this. Makes it a lot more nice to read, in my opinion.
Building completed.
Init games. Okay, so we add the weapon whip to the player. So player, weapons. on player dot game state dot player dot weapon count plus plus is our weapon whip, and let's do a weapon whip. And we need an ID, a time passed, and I guess a current and max slash count. And we probably should have a function create weapon for that. Not sure where we should put that though. I think it takes in a weapon ID and an int level. And for now that doesn't do anything. But later we can make it so that obviously the level does anything. So we switch on the ID. And for now we have only the
CK1 to 1500.
Oh boy. I'm in the past. I have weapons active because what if a weapon has more duration than a cooldown? I'm in the past. I have weapons active because what if a weapon has more duration than cooldown? Giant Cakez. Hey, Stocken. Oh man. Can that even, does that happen in Vampire Survivors? Are there weapons that last longer than, are there weapons that last longer than they reactivate? Like, how does that happen? Like, what does the duration of a weapon mean? Like, for example, whips. I spawn 4 whips over 2 seconds. Or let's say I spawn 4 whips over 1 second. Or let's say I spawn 4 whips over half a second. That's 4 damaging areas that I spawn. Now, if I have cooldown reduction, I just spawn 4 whips over, I don't know, 0.3 seconds. And then I just restart the skill. Like, how can a weapon restart? Or how can a weapon last long? I don't understand. Like, a weapon is just a time that is being counted up. And then when it reaches its duration, it resets. That's how I see it. Maybe I'm wrong though. Let me see. Weapon ID. Oh yeah, WID. Let's make this capital. I really like this being capital. Is ID. And then the time passed, of course, is 0. We don't need to set that. And for the whip, we just set the whip current slash to 0 and the max slash is based on the level. So w.whip dot max slash count is level less than 2. 3. Otherwise, we need to have a thing here, I think. We ask level less than 4, question mark. Then we do... I don't think I need braces. I think that makes it more difficult. We do 4. Otherwise, if the level is 5, we do 5. Does that work?
Attention.
Unlocked weapon is a
Building
member of
completed.
player. Okay, but I'm not there yet. So okay, now then we have the default case which we don't use yet, and we return W, and the current slash count would be 0. And then in init game we just create a weapon of type whip and of weapon whip, and we add that to the player's weapons.
Attention. Building completed.
And then I don't know about that. I guess we have for every weapon in the player. And that would be E weapon count weapon edx plus plus. I see, we don't need that anymore. We get the weapon. Weapon W is P weapons on weapon index. Guys, I hope no one is typing anything, because yes, there are weapons that last longer than a cooldown, like Bible, I think, if you buff it. I see, so Bible surrounds the player and it restarts faster than it lasts. But wouldn't that create endless Bibles? Would that create endless Bibles? Wouldn't that be infinite damage at some point? If it restarts faster every time than it lasts, wouldn't you at some point have 3 Bibles overlapping? No, right? You always have 2 overlapping. What? What? If it starts faster than it lasts. Dude, let's just not have that for now, okay? Let's just not have that for now, okay? Hmm? Let's try to do it the easy way first. Maybe I have to redo all of this stuff later, but let's try to do it the easy way first. So we have a weapon, we increase the time passed, and then we check. I guess for every weapon, we switch on the W ID, and then we just do case weapon whip break. We add in time delta time to time passed. For the whip, we check if the auto whip is, I guess, W whip. We could call it whip. If the whip dot current. So for the that Taboo Bible effects active. Okay, so maybe we have to rework that then later. Maybe I'm destroying it now. Maybe. Maybe I'm destroying it now. Maybe we have to add in the active weapon later. We have enough cooldown, maybe the active weapon, then we need to get an active weapon back. I'm just not smart enough to understand the active weapon yet, I think. Yeah, rework as in, don't delete my code. It's too late now. I'm called back to life, Pogyu. Oh, but that's cool. You could see the entire. Oh no! Oh no! Was that like a sad moment? Oh, look at Cakez deleting all my code. Like, no, you're like sitting there. You're like, no, not like this. What is he doing? No, oh god. And then the boy like, oh, I can't even influence him anymore. He already did it. It's like, oh no. And you're like slowly seeing like, oh fuck. Than I thought. And I guess TCAP already fixed it, but I destroyed it and now I have to do it again. Yeah. It is how it is, okay? We have a float. Whatever time. I don't know what that is called. YouTube presses your stream in my face. I don't know what type of time that is, but we need that time. If only there was some mechanism to restore code, maybe in the future. Okay, look. I'm gonna try it out. If it shits itself, if it's bad, if it's trash, then I will restore your code and we'll restart, okay? Okay, so now if time is less than activation time, then we need to spawn, we need to add a damaging area. Okay. Using our current/count as index into the offsets. We need to use that. Do you mean coding like theory of version of something? I think control it was. High tech. Yeah, very funny. Literally very funny.
Deletes my code to rewrite a worse version of it.
Literally just wait. Bruh. Okay, literally just wait. Literally just wait.
I am hyped of the game.
You are actually hyped for the game, really? I think it's starting to grow into something really cool, yeah. Same. Guys, I might not be able to get this done today. It's already 1 hour 18 minutes and I have barely gotten this working, so I might have to do a 2-parter, like today and tomorrow, because I might have to delete the code that I'm writing. I like Vampire Survivor, so yeah. Yeah, I really hope that we can create an interesting and fun game in the time that we have. We also have to add in UI. We probably won't be doing too many animations, but I think we can get most of it done. Nah, today or never. No, actually, I promised my girlfriend that I would
Cakez game. Rage survivors.
I promised my girlfriend that I would go into town with her because I have to get myself a silent keyboard so she doesn't wake up when I'm programming late at night and she's sleeping. And so yeah. We'll see how far we go. We need the position that would be the player position plus the offsets on the whip dot current. Oh, we need to have a... We actually need to access this as a pointer. Hopefully, does that work? Auto pointer? Or do I have to do auto? Does auto work if I say it's a pointer? I hope it works like that. I'm just assuming right now. So we need to do whip current slash count plus plus. So we add a damaging area of size, and now that size is fixed. We're just gonna fix it. I think it works. And for the duration, what did he say is the duration for these things? I really like the duration. Whip 0.5 seconds. Okay, so he's spawning these for 0.5 seconds. So we keep that. Or 0.5f. What is this? Match auto? Yeah, I mean, it is how it is. It's a whip. It's like a nameless union. So I don't know what you have in C for that. Like the way I make it so that it's understandable, I call it whip. And then I know, okay, a whip has a current slash count and a max slash count, which is actually, that is the whip over here. And then we increase that current slash count. And then if the weapon time passed is greater than the duration, we do weapon time passed minus equals duration. I think it doesn't really work that well so far, because if this happens multiple times and we basically have a very high delta time, Then I just activate it once. Yeah. Need to reset the whip. Also, need to do whip. I wonder if that works. The value of whip is... Actually, we need to do whip. Oops, I forgot static. Real fancy. Decal spec, aligners, const, decal type. Whip, whip, if you want to be really fancy. Current slash count is 0. That can go away, and we just have to look at the size now. I'm 1 hour late to my stream. Weird dude. You wanna stream? Doc Leaf, my man. Yeah, go to his stream. Don't be late, bruh. But I really appreciate that you joined. I'm sorry about Stunlocked by Cakez. Doc Leaf, I'm late to the game. Cakez, please keep your live streams archived. Of course I keep an archive, Sartak. You could go to the YouTube channel. Over here. And then smiley face. And then you go over here to the live section. Okay, you can go over here. And there, don't delete. No, I don't delete them. I won't. I'll deliberately leave them on. There's a reason why I leave them on. Okay. Damaging areas. Okay. I can learn something for once. Weapon whip. What did I do here? First frame. Okay, so this is like the... That's what we did right here. So we have our whip. We have some offsets. And if the time is less than the activation frame, activation time, then we add a damaging area. And I forgot the size of that. But it wasn't... The size of that wasn't really good anyways. The size wasn't really... Like the final size... It should be the sprite size. So sprite s equals get right, which would be sprite whip or sprite effect whip dot sub size, and we turn that into a float. And we call that vec2.
Chewbacca, calm
Nice.
down, little boy.
Yeah, hopefully you can learn something. I hope this helps. We have a size here.
Attention. Building completed.
That's how we want to... Duration. Okay, so if we have a whip, the whip has a float duration. Which I think it was 0.25 seconds.
Attention. Building completed.
Okay. And then... Okay, what do we have here? Constant expression, skill count, while active weapon cooldown. Okay, let's delete that. Again, weapon index, boom. So those are all the weapons. Player skills start. We could say player weapons start. We have player weapons. And then player weapons end. And then we draw the hero, of course. Update player end. And after that, we don't do any active weapons. I'm literally deleting all of his code. I'm literally deleting all the code. Oh, I don't like that. Oh, I don't like that. That's too far. Please don't do that. Okay, so we have a damaging area count and damaging area. So we call that damaging area EDX. EDX and EDX. We get it as damaging area. Okay, so damaging area has a time passed and a duration. That's how much percent we have left. Okay. And then we draw a sprite. Based on the size. I don't like that too much. I think I want to draw it different. I want to draw this differently. Or maybe that is fine. So let's say we have a vec2 position, which is DA position. And a vec2 size, which is a DA size times percent left. And then we say, okay, we have a sprite. We draw that on the position and the size. And currently it's just going to be the whip. But I think I'm adding certain damaging areas, right? We see add damaging area. Should take in a sprite as well. But then the size is weird. That's what I don't like. I don't like about the size. That you have to take in... Like, I don't like that. Like, I don't like that you have to put in a size for the damaging area. Like, why do I put in a size? It literally, the sprite ID should tell me the size. Bounce checks here are cringe. What are the where the templates at? I mean, let's not use the sprite ID so far. Let's do that later. Let's just pretend we always draw a sprite and then think about that tomorrow. Because we're getting close towards the end. Like, so only 30 minutes left. And I really want to see if I can get this done. So I guess we draw the sprite. But I think we can do that later. Okay, let's see. We get time passed plus equals delta time. Shouldn't we do that first? Before we set the percentage left? And if time passed is greater than duration. Or do we draw that first and then do time passed? Should we do time passed like this? And then do all of these calculations and in the end we check if it's greater than duration and then delete it? That way we are definitely... Or do we display that too long then? No, I think it's fine. So what do? We have damaging areas. And I suppose what we do, we just do game state dot damaging areas on minus game state dot damaging area. Is it areas or area count? Damaging areas count. Okay. Areas count? Actually, I like it more than I like damaging area count. I guess areas. Damaging area count. No, and damaging areas. It's fine. Is minus. The value of DA is that. So basically we copy the last damaging area into this one. And we decrease the count while we do that. And then we say, okay, the damaging area index, we decrease that one and we continue. So we don't do anything else. But that means we definitely have to do time passed first. Or we basically do that, but then we have to do it like this. Because we're already drawing it. Does it matter where we do that? I don't think it does. I don't think it does anything. But let's do it like that. Okay. Okay, we draw the sprite and then we do the AOE collider of that. And this is different. So we create a collider, which is a rectangle. And I guess we need to do a for loop over all enemies. We create a collision detection algorithm here, or part here, where we check, okay, enemy collision detection. We get an enemy index, set that to 0, enemy EDX, game set enemy count, set the enemy EDX++. We get an enemy pointer. Okay, and now we need to keep track of already hit enemies. And so for that, we need to know if they are ID. So an entity needs to have an ID. And so whenever we create an entity, which is an update game over here, we also need to get, like, we have to keep track of some sort of ID counter. So I suppose in my game state we create an int entity ID counter. And then when we initialize the game, we set that entity ID counter to 1. I guess we don't need to do that because we can just set the default one here. We start off with 1. And then whenever we create an enemy, which is over here, in update game, we do dot ID is game state dot I forgot it. I forgot the it's called game state entity ID counter. ++. We always do ++. And we also need to check if the game state dot entity count or enemy count is less than max enemies. But again, that will be fixed tomorrow. We change that tomorrow. Otherwise, I guess we do an assertion. Or we just don't do anything until we kill them. But I still would like to know if we reached maximum amount of enemies.
Attention. Building.
Wow, it just compiles? Interesting. Where was I here? Add damaging area? Why did he define that above? Then... Oh, I understand, I think. What kind of keyboard are you gonna get? A very basic one. Like a 10 euro one. A cherry. Probably cherry. If it exists. If there is a cherry keyboard. Guys, I really need to go to the bathroom. I don't think I can wait until like we are at 2 hours. I think I want to go to the bathroom.
Attention. Building completed.
Then come back and finish the rest of this. Because I'm almost done. I'm almost done. We now have the enemy and now we just need to do if circle or rect circle collision. Rect underscore circle. Call it collision. Cherry, aren't those very clicky? No, they should be fine. I'll try it. We'll see what I get. Like, my girlfriend's gonna be there, so she might be like, oh, that sounds okay. That doesn't sound too loud. We'll see. Guys, I need to go to the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back, yeah? Give me a second. Okay, I'm back. It just needs to be a cheap keyboard so I don't wake her up all the time. Okay, so we need a rect and a circle. For over that, we have a circle collider, which is get collider from the enemy. And we could say, okay, well, we want to collide our, what is that? Position and size rectangle with our collider. And if they collide, then first of all, the damaging area needs to have like some sort of list. Hit IDs count. Hit enemies count. And int hit enemy IDs, which I guess is max enemies. It's kinda lots, but should be fine. Okay, so now we need to do another for loop over these hit entity IDs. And if they are not hit yet, we need to hit them again. We need to hit them. So we do another for loop. Hit enemy index is 0. Hit enemy index less than damage area dot hit enemies count and hit enemy edx plus plus. And we can do a bool already hit enemy. Dude, I literally put this in the capital letter. Enemy is false. And then if the damaging area, which is a pointer actually. Literally the cheapest shit you can get. My keyboard is an HP keyboard. I think it is 10 years old. Literally the cheapest shit you can get. I mean, if it works for you, it works for you, right? Why should you change it? Hit enemy IDs on hit enemy.
Fucking type the capital letter, you dumb idiot!
It's the same as enemy ID. Then we break and we also say already hit enemy is true. And then after the loop we check if we have not already hit the enemy. Then we need to at least apply the pushback force. We still don't apply damage. But I think we can apply damage of 10. So I suppose every entity, right now, has an HP of 100. And the whip applies damage to 100. So it literally kills the enemy. I guess. It should literally kill the enemy. But then if it kills the enemy, then it cannot... No, it should deal... Let's say it has 100 damage. And then we deal 50. So. Enemy. If we didn't hit the enemy, first of all, we set the enemy HP minus equals 50. And then we check... Do we have a for loop here? If enemy... I guess we'll just keep that in here. Nah, I will do if enemy... HP is less than or equal to 0. We do game state dot. No, we do enemy is the value of enemy. It's a lot more work than you think. Game state enemies on enemy game state dot enemy count minus minus is... Yeah, we assign the enemy, then we set the enemy edx minus minus, and we continue. We basically delete, remove the enemy. But this is gonna happen in a loop later or something. We'll see. If we haven't already hit the enemy. So if it's dead. If it's not dead, we apply the pushback force. Space. We apply the pushback force that we... We did. How did we get the... I guess we need to get all of that part. Did you copy that a bit? So we get the enemy direction which is the damaging area position plus size. Oh, I see what the problem is. No, actually the damaging area position. It's actually the position minus the size. Right? No, minus the enemy position. The enemy direction. Enemy moving towards... Yeah. Enemy towards the... Are you gonna get one with lights, Cakez? No, I'm just gonna get the most simple one. Really. Cherry red's quieter, but to make it quieter, I need to mod the case to dampen the sounds. If quietness is really important, get one of those chiclet keyboards. Guys, I will literally get the cheapest keyboard that is not loud as fuck. Okay, like if it's 10 euros, I want to not pay more than 10 euros. If I can. Like 15 at most. Like 12, 15 at most. I don't want to pay more. For me, it's more about the money. Okay. If enemy distance is less than 200. Over here, if enemy distance. Let me see. Length of the enemy direction. If enemy... Oh, that is annoying. So if we are already colliding, then I guess we just take the distance. We just get float distance. And then we normalize that direction. Wait. Distance, length. Oh boy. Sometimes they have some good shit keyboards in Aldi. Or check out the PCB and rub it with the Saran rub. What? Let's see. Push factor. It's literally the distance.
Chupika, is that you?
Push direction is enemy direction normalized. Distance. Enemy direction normalized is enemy direction divided by the distance. If distance is... And we assume that distance is not 0. We just hope that it's not 0. I mean, this can be 0. We divide by epsilon. I guess. God, I hate that. Then the direction is also 0. Then the direction is already 0. Then we don't push. We have the stupid random direction again. That we have on the collision bullshit. The enemy collision detection. If it is... Where is that? Resolve collisions. Random directions. Like that. So we guess we do a vec2 push. Direction is nothing. And then we check if enemy direction and distance. We have a push direction here. So if distance is 0. And we have random directions. I think it's literally, if it's literally in the middle, then I can't do anything. And then the distance is epsilon. And the push direction is one of the random directions. Otherwise, the push direction is there we go. We need to normalize and get the push. We need to normalize, and the push factor is basically the normalized direction. But the push factor is literally the distance. If it's small, it needs to be more. God damn it, man. I'm so... Like, I guess I'll just move them all by a fixed amount. It doesn't matter whether they are more inside or not. I'll just move them by the same amount. We just need to get a direction. We don't need to get a distance. Yeah. And so the push direction over here would be the enemy direction normalized? No, it would be the opposite of the enemy direction. Yeah, it's the enemy direction normalized. So that's the push direction. Is that. And then we just set the push direction and the push factor. And we just, I guess we just use a fixed amount here. I don't know, 200. We could try that. Bruh.
Building completed.
Neighbor index? Oh. See. Guys, give me 1 second, okay? Give me 1 second. I'll be right back real quick. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. Neighbor index. Okay, we need to get like a random... I guess we could use the... we could use the hit enemy index. Modulo by 2 for now. Not perfect.
Building completed.
Is it enemy index? Oh, it's enemy index.
Attention.
Enemy
Building
direction
completed.
normalized. And that's push direction. That's push
Attention.
direction.
Building complete. Attention. Building completed.
Okay, I think I have it. I hope. I think, guys, I think I might not have done it correctly. We'll see. Look at that, guys. At least it pushes them away. Look at that. It's pushing them away, but they're way too big. And they keep spawning. At least it's pushing them away. But that might be the drawing? What is that doing? Time passed? Duration? Like a broken monitor? Yeah, kinda, right? Looks like a broken old TV. What happens here? Am I never resetting the time? Activation time times /count. Okay. That's the first loop. So it creates a damaging area. Plus an offset. Right, that's fine. Now we have an activation time and time is still less. Wait. Activation time? Time passed. I learned the hard way for each in C++ passed by value. Now, guys, I'm not focused anymore. I'm not focused enough, I think. Oh, I see the problem. I see the problem. I see it. I think I know how to fix it. We are supposed to divide the duration by the slash count. And then we look at the...
Attention. Building completed.
That's the activation time. And then we multiply that by the current slash count and see how much we actually have. That's the first thing. Guys, I don't think I can get it done today. I don't think I'll be able to get it done today. It looks like... I mean, it looks like the... I don't know why this is so big. Really. And I don't know why it keeps spamming those. Oh, I know why. Because it keeps spamming them. It keeps spamming them. And it never has a real cooldown. I think I failed today, guys. I think I didn't really... Yeah. It's getting late and the stores are closing. I think I have to take an L here. We can take care of this tomorrow. Crash. I'll think about how to do this, and I'll also look at what I deleted from Cakez, so maybe we can get some of that back in. Yeah, I think that's the play. I wanted to see if it works. The only thing I want to test now is, why is the sprite so big? Why do I draw such a big sprite? Percent left. It's 1%. And so the position is that, and the size is 240 times percent left, which is 1. Doesn't sound big to me, to be honest. We have 1 damaging area. Now how much percent do we have left? 0.8. Wait, time passed? Divided by duration. Shouldn't that be... Shouldn't that be the other way around? No, that's smaller. Why is draw sprite size? Oh, is that scale? That's a scale. I see. It's scaling this. That's why it's so big. I understand. So we should just do the percent left here. We do a vec2 of... In X direction it's actually percent left. Yeah, it's a vector 2 of percent left. I think that's...
Attention.
That's
Building
it.
completed.
Yeah, it's always at the same position. For some reason. And... a bit too big. Yeah, guys, I think I'll have to take care of this tomorrow. It looks a bit scuffed, and the pushback is also way too much. Yeah, we'll take care of this tomorrow. I'm not gonna push this part because it's not done yet. Or maybe I'll push this part. No, I'm not gonna push this, so we can take a look at this tomorrow. Guys. I'm sorry I have to leave. It is how it is. It's a W to some parts, but also an L. See you. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed the stream. Hope you had a great time. And if you're interested, Cakez is streaming over on Twitch right now. Check him out. Ask us, my man. Thank you for joining. He should be streaming if this loads. Yeah. Check him out. Nice work, bro. Now get the keyboard that will let you have sleep. Yeah. I will. Hope you have a great day, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.